Yeah. So we'll get into it as soon as these guys, girls, things, Pokemons, animals. What else can we call them? I don't know. They're Pokemon. Yeah, we'll jump into these raids as soon as they start popping. So how are we all doing today? Welcome, welcome. This is not a shiny that we need, but it is what it is. You watch us get the shiny because, again, it's one that we don't need. It always seems to be the way that we get what we don't need and not what we do. How you doing, Negan? Welcome in. How you doing, Becky? Or welcome in. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? All right, let me get my code into the chat for the people that will need it. Please, oh my god, my nose is itchy. Please be active in the chat and leave a like. Yeah, and leave a like for raid invites. Alright, 4361, 361, 5127, 4136. Okie dokie. Alright, we will. Yeah. Pin message. There we go. Alright, code is in the chat for anybody that needs it. Bring this chat back up. Alrighty, so yeah, let me know if you would like into raids, guys, and I will chuck you on the list. I got my paper and my pen. I got it. You'll do 3. Look at the manners. That's very nice. People use please and stuff in the chat, and that's what we want to see. Good manners. Gets people raiding. Too much light. Negan, okay. It's like a 6, but that's okay. I know what I'm doing. Alright, so yeah, we'll just wait until more people mosey on into the chat. Hopefully it won't take too long. I did start a little bit late today. So, unfortunately, we don't have raid lobbies already organized for when they already popped, which they have, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm not expecting tonight to be too busy. The other Tapus haven't been the greatest, and just in general, raiding it's definitely dropped off from what it used to be. It just ain't a draw anymore. People just ain't interested in raids like the good old days. So yeah, as soon as we get enough people, we'll jump in. Hopefully, yeah. People start trickling in a moment. Looks like we might have a late hatching raid there anyway, and another one over there, which is good to see. So a couple of later ones, and another one like right there. Cool. There's another one. See, there's a lot of gyms that actually haven't got raids on them yet. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. It's the last couple of days. When is this? Allergies. Autumn allergies. It's not normal. It's been an unseasonably warm autumn though. Like we're only a couple of weeks out from winter, and I've been getting all these 20+ degree days over the last few days. And on the weekend, it's going to be back up to like 21, 22 degrees, which just isn't usually a thing at this time of year. It's a tiny banana. I suppose. Still need a shiny Denene. Maybe one of these days we'll get a little chocolate rat. So how did people go with their spotlight hour last night? Did people get their shiny Furfuro? If you watched the stream, you would have seen that no, unfortunately, I did not get mine. That's okay. We already got one. Would have been good to try and get another one, but it is what it is. Next week is what we're really going to be aiming for, given that it's Sandy Gast. It's a shiny that I don't have. You didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't see you in the chat yesterday, Negan. So so I assumed that you were busy. Unusual not to see you in a Spotlight Hour stream. Come on, peoples. Surely there's going to be more people that are interested in Tapu. Like, I know that it's not the greatest boss in the world, but come on. There's got to be some people that are interested in it. This is what I mean. It's just raiding recently. Like, raiding hasn't been great since leading up to the Unova tour. The week of the Unova tour with Reshiram and Zekrom and stuff like that. They were pretty good, but since then, raids just haven't really been a thing. Even when we had the Ultra Beasts and being regionals and stuff like that, people just weren't too keen on them. So it's yeah, it's definitely a noticeable thing in the game now. Just the lack of interest in raid bosses. I'm sure, you know, once we get Mewtwo and Rayquaza and stuff like that, yeah, there'll be heaps of interest for that. But outside of those couple of raid bosses, Kyogre and Groudon also tend to pull good numbers. But a lot of things these days just don't really seem to rile people up and get them interested in actually doing raids. I think a lot of people, most people that are still big raiders, have got these shinies, hundos, all that sort of stuff. So there's no interest in them, especially when they're not usable. So your usable legendaries, some of the ones that I just named, yeah, I suppose Zekrom and Reshiram. Reshiram not so much, but Zekrom. I suppose now that we do have the fusions for those two, they both are more usable than they were. But yeah, unless it's a usable legendary, people just don't really seem to be interested in it. Which is cool. I understand people just don't have the money to spend. I think cost of living and all that sort of stuff is also playing a big part. People just don't have the money to spend on raids these days, like we used to. But yeah, it's hella quiet so far. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. I know we're not doing raids at the moment, but we need numbers. How you doing, Ebony? Welcome in. So yeah, like I said, guys, if you would like into a raid, my code is in the chat. Send me a friend request if you need to. If you're already on my friends list, let me know and I will chuck you down. Okay, so that one's popped up, unfortunately. Some of those late hatching raids didn't really seem to pop up with an extended timer. They were just delayed actually spawning onto the gyms, so they're not that much far behind. Only like a minute behind the normal ones. How you doing, James? Welcome in. Alright, we're starting to get people into the chat, but people still don't want to raid. Come on, where are the raiders? Nah. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen with this game going forward once Niantic sells it on. I wonder if the owners of Scopely are looking at the state of the game right now and the interest in stuff. And hey, Fitzy, how you doing, man? Yeah, I wonder if they're looking at the state of the game and just where it is, and if they're second guessing their decision to actually buy. Like, I'm sure they've already entered into like, obviously, they've already done negotiations and came up with the process of selling it, you know, put a price out there and done all that sort of stuff. The money's probably in transit from, you know, it's going to their legal firms and stuff. So, accountants, all that sort of stuff. But I wonder if there's clauses in their contract that are just like, if they want to pull out at some point, they can, or if Niantic has put clauses into their contract just saying once you go into the changing of hands sort of thing, once money's been transferred, it's like it's non-refundable. No givesy backsies. The regret is real, guaranteed. I don't know. A lot of people, like, you know, you spend $3.5 billion for your average person. That seems like a lot of money. But for a company that's more than likely ran by oil tycoons, because they're Saudi Arabian, it's not really that much money. And they make that, like, with all the games that are under their umbrella, they'll make that money back fairly quickly. And then they get the Pokemon IP and a game that they can still make money off of and put ads in if they really want to. And there's still some money earning potential of the game, that's for sure, but nowhere near what it used to be. So maybe slight regret. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Anyway, Fitzy, would you like to do raids? Anybody else that's in the chat that would like to do raids, send me a friend request if you need to. Code is in the chat. If you're on my list, let me know. I will chuck you on the list. All right, so we have these. People with that much money need to give you money. Exactly. What is it? The 1% own 99% of the world's wealth. Seems a little bit unfair, but it's the way that it is. People like Elon Musk that have $400 billion. It's like, come on, surely you've got... There's, what, 8 billion people on the planet right now? Surely you can distribute some of that money. You have 400 billion. You could give every single person on the planet $1 and still have hundreds of billions of... You can give everybody on the planet like $1,000 and still have billions of dollars to spare. No worries, Electri. I've got you on the list. $400 billion. Yeah, money doesn't buy not being. That's the thing about being neurodivergent. You're just an awkward person. You don't have social skills, so... And it also doesn't help that he's on ketamine and stuff like that as well. Joshua, you don't need invites. Meaning you're going to invite yourself, or you just don't want raid invites? I will start these as soon as we've got enough people. I will jump into the raids. We're just getting people onto the list, so I'll jump in shortly. We should have enough momentarily. You're down, you don't have a decent one of these yet. Okay, so Fitzy, I'll check you down as well. I'm assuming you're going to invite yourself, though. That should be enough. Okay, so we should be able to jump in with this one. Does he actually have to? Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely autistic. You can just tell. Trust me, anybody that's neurodivergent can pick up on you know, the traits of another neurodivergent person. ADHD, autism, borderline personality, all of that stuff. Yeah, because you can just pick up on similarities. So I can definitely see it. The rest of the world can definitely see it as well. All right, cool. All right, so we've got Negan, Elise, Dibsy, and Fitzy, so we can jump in. We have enough. Let's do this. We'll start getting some of these raids smashed out. All right. And Negan. Yeah, Ali, I've just sent you an invite. Ebony, you want to battle? Sorry, did you want to do like PvP battles or raid? GTA 60. Yeah, I know, they just dropped it out of the blue. I saw it last night. I saw it like 3 hours after it was dropped. I was just like, oh, that's not what I was expecting to jump on my tablet and see right now. But yeah, they did do another trailer. It's looking good. It's looking good. So it's good to see. Like, they already knew that they were going to do that. That's why they announced, like, last week that the release date was going to be pushed back, because you saw in the trailer it had the release date on the trailer. sort of thing. So they already would have made up that trailer being like, okay, we're committing to this release date. We will let everybody know that the game's going to be delayed and let that simmer for a few days, and then we'll just drop a trailer on them. Let the hype build up for a few days and get everybody hyped up. Just like, oh yeah, it's going to come out. And then, yeah, just drop a trailer on them. Well, the internet, they'll just break the internet. It had, I think it was like 13 million views in 3 hours. So they can do whatever they want. And they know that they can do whatever they want. People will still buy it. Camera, it's too late now. You'll have to let me know beforehand, guys. Like, don't wait until I've jumped into the raid. Let me know before I've jumped into the raid, otherwise. Because once I've invited the people that are on my list, I'm usually not paying attention to the... Especially when I'm talking about other things. But I can get Cameron into the next raid. As soon as we're done with this, I'll chuck it on the list. I could save you till... sorry. You can remove me from your friends list. Oh, sorry, Joshua. To go back right into chat. Okay, you don't need invites. You have shiny Tapu Fini. You can remove me from your friends in. You can save me until Shadow Reggie gets raid day. It's all right. Like, I usually just remove people when I need to make room on my friends list. So, I mean, if you want to remove me, you can prematurely. But for now, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just do it when I need to make room. That was actually, yeah, of course it was console footage, because with GTA, they released the console versions first. It won't have been made for PC yet. Like the PC version. They always do console releases first, and then a year or so later, they'll do the PC release, just so they can double dip. Get them double sales, because people will want to buy it on the PC as well, just because it'll run and look so much better than it will on a console. So if it looks that good on a console, imagine what it's going to look like on a PC. Hey, Daybreaker. Good to see you again. 2 streams in a row, my God. So yeah, like I said, guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Show us some love. Don't jinx it. What, are you gonna leave? Don't leave me. I need you guys. You sustain my life. Like, quite literally, I feed off your life force. I'm a YouTube vampire. This thing is tankier than I remember. We got like 5 people in the raid and he's still not dead yet. What is going on? Don't blind screen me. Oh, thank God. Alright, get back in there. You see, I went through a whole team. God, why isn't this thing dead already? So this is why it's actually a decent Pokemon, because it is tanky. Got some Tapu Fini OP. I know. Look at it. It's destroying us all. Finally. About friggin' time. Shiny vibes. Can we be friends in Pokemon? I don't add people just randomly. If you want to get into raids, I can get you into some raids. Good username, but it won't be a permanent add to my friends list unless you're a member of the channel. Just because I can't keep everybody on my friends list, unfortunately, because I don't have the space to keep everybody on permanently. Otherwise I would. First raid shiny. Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't want it anyway. You get special treatment, apparently. If you're high enough on my friends list, you usually don't get removed, because I start from lowest friendship level and just work my way up, and I remove as many people as I think I'm going to need. So yeah, if you've interacted with me enough and you're high enough on the friends list, you're probably not going to get removed. That way, you know, people that are loyal to the channel and stuff like that, you know, regulars tend to stay on the friends list. So you should be safe, Daybreaker. I wouldn't think that you'll be removed anytime soon. I don't think I'm ever going to need to remove that many people that I'll go that far up the list. You mean a blue? I don't know. We don't see you on a lot of streams like this. Like I just said, this is second stream in a row. And the first time that we've seen you for a couple of months. Is that really loyalty? Nah, it's all good. As I said, I know you guys have got your own lives and stuff going on. And as you said last night, this game just isn't doing it for you anymore. Busy. I have that thing that they call a life, yeah? That's all good. Like I said, I know that you guys are doing your own things. And yeah, Pokemon Go just doesn't have that same draw as it used to. It's not the game that used to get thousands of people running up the beach for a Dragonite. Imagine that. Another 10. You are the Tendo King. I got better. It's alright. It's not great. It's moderately okay. Alrighty. Next raid. So, who would like to jump into the next raid? Cameron, I will check you on. Cameron. No worries, Ebony. If you would like into more raids, guys, just let me know. We're doing more, hopefully. Took us a while to get that first raid done. We're 20 minutes in, and that was our first raid. Negan, okay. I'm convinced someone that runs this game genuinely knows all of your stuff. Yeah, they've got it in for you, dude. You personally assaulted their dog on Twitter or something like that, and they're like, you know, screw this guy. You know what? Screw him. He made fun of Whiskers. I know Whiskers is a weird name for a dog, but we're running with it. Whiskers the dog. You'd love to do another one? No worries, I'll track you down. Dibsy, got you down. You keen for a few more? Fizzy. Alright, I know it sounds like a cat. That's why I said it's a weird name for a dog, but we're running with it. You're too poor to raid. You're just hanging out. Oh, good. Yeah, I know, rating's expensive these days because of the raid pass increase, and cost of living and all that sort of stuff, so it's fine. You've complained so often. Mate, if that was a thing, I think I think most of the community would be in the bad books. Have you seen the comments in anything that Niantic posts? It's just 99% people complaining. Add this to the game, unban me, you suck, Niantic, stop doing things, do the things that I want. I mean, I suppose that's just Twitter in a nutshell. You had a cat called of course, everybody seems to have a cat called. As Daybreaker said, it's the perfect cat name. Isn't that the whole of Facebook? I'm not on Facebook enough to know. I'm not a big Facebook person. Alright, given that there's only like 3 minutes left on these raids, I'll probably just wait until the next group pop up. Just in case, just so people don't lose passes and stuff like that. And there's this one in the background, a later hatch. It's 2 minutes as well. Yeah, so we've got about 6 or 7 minutes until the next group pop up. So we'll just wait until they pop up, and then hopefully we'll get a couple of them done. Sort of thing, now that we've got people in here that are actually keen to raid, because it took us a little bit to get people interested. So yeah, gives us time. But yeah, like I said, I just don't want to jump into them now, given that there's limited time left on them, just because if they time out, people get kicked out of the raids, then they're not going to get their catch and lose it and all that sort of stuff. Lose a pass. You're getting a dog and calling it Whiskers now. I had a dog named Traff, which is fart backwards, just because he was a stinky little thing that used to drop farts. And that's what he was doing when we were trying to come up with a name for him. So my dad suggested, let's call him Traff. And I'm like, Traff? And he's like, yeah, it's fart backwards. He was a great dog. He was a pity. One of the smartest dogs I've ever had. He was the smartest dog I've ever owned. You have 2 cats sitting on you. Your dog is named Jamie. What is with these people just giving dogs and cats animal names? Oh, one of my friends, she's got 3 cats. And one of them's named Paul. She's got Squishy, Paul, and Morty. They're her 3 cat names. I even said that to her. I'm just like, why? Why? What is with giving cats people names? It's just weird. It's like Paul. Paul the cat. They're keeping you warm. Your dogs share one brain. So yeah, my dog's a little bit like that. She's smart, but she's also belligerent, and when she wants to be, she's an idiot. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know about cool. It's unusual. Dogs and cats are supposed to have funny names. Your cat is named Roxy. Pretty sure she was named that before we got her. Yeah, so that's okay. Like, if you're just running with a name that it's already had, like my dog right now is named Smiggles. We didn't name her that. That was the name that she had at the shelter. And that's one of the reasons why we ended up getting her. Because, yeah, it was just like, Smiggles, oh, we have to get her. It's like, it's destiny to get the dog named Smiggles, given that, you know, I'm Jimmy Smiggles on the internet. And yeah, so it was like it was fate for her to end up with us, because her name was Smiggles. So we've just kept her name as Smiggles. So that's where, no, Jimmy Smiggles. No, actually, it comes from, because my name is James, and people call me Jimmy, so that's where the Jimmy part comes from. The Smiggles part actually comes from my old dog, because Smiggles was actually a nickname that I used to call her. So I find that very funny that my last dog, that looks very similar to the dog that we've got now, yeah, I used to just call her Smiggles, just as, you know, a nickname. Her name wasn't Smiggles, her name was Shinobi. But yeah, so that's where the Smiggles part came from, and now I was already Jimmy Smiggles, and like I said, when we saw her at the shelter that her name was Smiggles, we're like, oh, okay, we have to get her. You swear he was human? You have a cat named Egg. Egg the cat. One cat is named Ursa. No, pretty normalish dog name. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose it's also a name that people can have. Your other dog is named Dio. Holy diver, you've been out too long in the midnight sea. Is that why his name is Dio? Holy diver. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Dio. That's why I was singing Holy Diver. That's a Dio song. He was also the second lead singer of Black Sabbath after Ozzy left. Alright, so yeah, these raids will pop up in just a second, guys. So as soon as we do, we've got Cameron, Negan, Dibsy, Fitzy, and Ike. They're definitely him. Yeah, I mean, Dio, of course. It's just like, yeah. I just had a feeling. It's naming it after rock stars. Alright, so yeah, is there anybody else that wants to jump into this raid when it pops up? Let me know now so I can put the list together so it's easier too. Your father, yeah. I was gonna say it'd have to be somebody that's older that would name it because Dio was like 80s and early 90s sort of thing. As I said, he was the second lead singer of Black Sabbath. And yeah, did a solo career as well. Look at me, being an old man and talking about music from times when half of you people weren't even alive. Ugh, makes me feel old. Or maybe I just have good taste in music and don't like modern music because it's trash. No, I'm older than 30. I'm in my 30s. I'm not 30. I wish I was still 30. I'm closer to 40, unfortunately. I was born in the 60s. It's just in the 60s, no. Why did I say that? I was born in the 80s. God, why did I say 60s? That would make me very old. Alright. Yeah, we'll jump into this raid. Hey, Isaac. How you doing? Grandpa Jimmy. Sometimes I feel that way. I mean, one of the girls that I'm talking to, she's always making fun of me because she's only 26. So she's always calling me old. I'm just like, screw you. I'm not old. You're old. Sure. Alright, let's jump in and do this. Fitzy's inviting himself. Cameron. Dobby. Dib. And again. Cool. Let's go. Old people exist. Listen, I mean, sometimes I feel old, but I'm not that old. Like I said, I'm still in my 30s, so at this point, I can still say that I'm relatively young. Not quite middle-aged yet. Getting close to it, though. But also, on the upside, I get it all the time. Everyone's like, dude, you look so much younger than you are. And I'm like, I know. So I've got that on my side, at least. Friends that are younger than me that are, like, going grey and stuff. And I'm just like, whoop. Nope. That's not me, thankfully. And on the off occasion that I do happen to jump on Facebook and I see pictures of people that I went to school with, and I'm just like, well, could be worse. How do we end up with only 4? Fitzy, are you not jumping into this raid? Making you not feel so old. Alright, we'll manage with 4, but yeah, everyone's high enough levels, so that's fine. Joby is free. Oh, alright, we picked up a 5th just as the raid started. That's cool. I know who Dobby is, but I've never seen the Harry Potter movies, so your references will not make sense to me. Attack, damn you, attack. Damn. Yeah, see, at the time when, like, this is what we're talking about, like, you know, being old and everything. When the Harry Potter movies came out, I was at that stage of my teenage years where I was interested in doing other things and sitting around watching wizard movies. I was a rebellious teenager that was staying out all night, partying and womanizing, and what else was I doing? I can't remember because I was partying too much. You're an adult and you'd still be down. Yeah. But see, like I said, I was a rebellious teenager and 20-year-old person. I did change a bit in my 20s from my teenage years, so like I said, I was doing a lot of stupid stuff in my teenage years, and then when I got to my 20s, I became more of a hermit. I could still go out and do stuff and be with friends and all that sort of stuff, but that's when I started getting into game design. So I would sit around by myself for long periods of time, modding games and 3D modeling stuff and doing level design and all that sort of stuff. Maybe, but you assume that I want to get married. That's... It's like, at this particular point in time, I don't really have any desire to do that. I'm making up for my lost 20s. Like I said, I sat around doing nothing during my 20s. I was too busy on the computer doing game design to go out and meet people, so I'm making up for it now. And that's why I have multiple women in my life at the moment, because, you know, gotta make up for the lack of them in my 20s. Shiny... No. Oh, no. Wait. I was like, wait, no. You can't stand socializing. You wouldn't catch me at a party. Yeah, because you're too busy sitting around watching wizard movies. Multiple player. No. Just non-monogamous. That's 96%. Yeah, in ethical, non-monogamous situations / relationship things, friendships and all that sort of stuff. So multiple people, but they all know about each other and stuff like that, so it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. It's all above board. Everybody's happy. We all do our thing. It's all good in the hood. Alright. Next raid. Who would like into this next raid? Oh, wait. I don't want to put... Wait. Why am I putting shiny vibes into the chat? I already did that. Why did my brain just stop working then? Pretty good at that. But yeah, damn, it is quiet in here. We've managed to do 2 raids. Ugh. I mean, maybe next week it'll be a little bit more busy, given that it's Yuxi, and Yuxi is a regional, so hopefully people that don't have one or a shiny that are in other parts of the world will be looking for them. So there's possibility that next week, I think we've got them for 2 weeks as well. But I know that last time that we had the Lake Trio, the first week was busy, the second week wasn't. So we'll see how we go next week. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more busy than this. I was really expecting this to be, but I suppose the same thing happened with Tapu Lele. Like when we had Tapu Lele, Tapu Koko was alright. We did have decent people for that. Tapu Lele was dead. This has been dead. So I'm assuming that Tapu Bulu at the end of the month is going to be pretty dead as well. Too expensive? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Tapu Fini is actually one of the better ones to use out of the group of them. Like, it is actually half decent. But yeah. As you said, it is too expensive these days, so rating's dying. As soon as rating dies in the game, I think that's what's really going to kill off Pokemon Go. Sort of thing, because that was one of the main things that was keeping it alive. The PvP, I don't think there's enough people that do PvP to keep it sustainable. And yeah, outside of those 2 things, it's just a collection game. And once you've got stuff, it's like, what else is there to do? They both ran away. Well, I'm happy to chuck you on the list for another one, Ebony. You don't like any of them? Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the Tapus either. I mean, I only played through a little bit of Sun and Moon. Didn't end up finishing it because it was just before Let's Go Pikachu, and that came out when I was playing it. And then as soon as that came out, I started playing Let's Go Pikachu, and then Sword and Shield came out. You just prefer the mainline? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people like that sort of thing. He had greats and excellent throws. Unfortunately, it's predetermined when you encounter the Pokemon whether you're actually going to catch it or not. So it doesn't matter how many excellent throws, curveballs, goldenrod, and all that sort of stuff you give to it. If the game says that it's going to run, then it's going to run. It's not a randomized thing during any particular stage of the catch. It's just like as soon as you encounter that Pokemon, the game knows whether or not you're catching it or not. So it reacts accordingly. By other games, you mean like 1 or 2? Unless you intentionally miss all the bells. Yes, yeah, of course. Well, obviously. Come on, we need to be able to get more than 2 raids done for the hour. I feel like 2 raids is like, I could have utilized this hour better. I could have done something else. This is what's made me very... Honestly. I don't know what's going to happen next week for next week's raid hour, because there's 2 things. It falls on the 13th, I'm pretty sure. No, 14th. Okay, so it's Spotlight Hour that falls on the 13th. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's my sister's birthday on the 13th, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're going out for dinner. So we'll have to see what... I want to do Spotlight Hour next week. Sorry. Can probably meet afterwards. But yeah, Doom Dark Ages comes out next week. Around that time. So if people aren't interested in raids, I feel like maybe I might just stay home and stream that instead. 14th, yeah. See, Dark Ages comes out on the 15th, but if you pre-order the special edition, you get it 2 days early. So if it's going to be running on American time, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be, that'll mean that it'll release on the 14th. Australian time. So you'll try and watch the Doom stream, no promises. No, that's all good. How you doing, Dean? Welcome in. Welcome. I'll be streaming it regardless, sort of thing, because I'll be playing through the game, and I figure if I'm going to be playing it, I may as well stream it. But yeah, it's going to be a big difference in between doing happy little Pokemon streams where we're catching shinies in raids and stuff like that to eviscerating demons with weapons of mass destruction. Going from a nice G-rated game to an R-rated game, I think that's a big jump. That's a very big jump. Heavy metal and gore. Yeah, we're going to go from chilled beats and, you know, Pokemon catching to heavy metal demon dismemberment. Does that mean we have permission to swear in chat? Oh, I mean, I suppose. You'd have to be older if you're watching it, so, I mean, I suppose. I'll probably be swearing in the game, that's for sure. It's going to give me a reason to swear, though, just because I'm going to be playing it on Nightmare, and I'm probably going to be dying a lot, so I'm probably going to be swearing at demons when I'm just about cleared an area and they decide to kill me. And I'll just be like, damn you to hell. Sounds cool. What, the swearing in chat or the demon dismemberment? Hey, Cold-Hearted, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome in. Let's play Doom, but keep the chat PG. Well, we can do that. I mean, you're a moderator. You can moderate the chat. No swearing in the chat, guys. Only Jimmy's allowed to swear. It's my YouTube channel. I've always tried to keep it relatively, you know, not family friendly, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. Just because I've been streaming Pokemon stuff, but if I'm going to be getting into other games that aren't so much family friendly games, then it's just like, well, you know, I can be more myself because I wouldn't consider myself a family friendly person in general. I've just done it for my online persona because, like I said, I'm playing Pokemon games and stuff. But yeah, I'd probably just be able to be more of a natural Jimmy in the wild when he's playing games and don't call for me to be family friendly rip and tear. Family friendly, your favorite family friendly violence. It just sounds like DV. You don't want any of that. Is there people that are still keen on doing raids? I mean, I know it's Tapu Fini, and I know people just don't really want to do it, but let me know, and I'll track you down. So far, it's just Negan. We've managed to do 2 raids. I can't believe how quiet it's been tonight. Like, even back in the day, when we were doing raids on these quiet, well, we were still able to get, like, 4 or 5 done. But the last few months have been rough for raid hours. It is so dead. Niantic's probably just looking at their numbers at the moment, the amount of money that they're making off this stuff, and just been like, we're pulling out at the right time. But they've done a pretty good job of running this game into the ground. Oh, there's still time to get at least 1 more done. Maybe. We'll see. So, like I said, if you would like into a raid, let me know. I'll chuck you in. I think one of the reasons we haven't got a lot of raids done tonight is because Tef hasn't been here. Because usually she makes up numbers because she's got 3 accounts. Without those 3 accounts, it does tend to be a little bit more difficult to organize these slower raid hours. No worries, Emily. Maybe we could choose the games that you play. I mean, I could, but I'd still be from a list of games that I'd want to play anyway. And a list of games that I have access to and stuff, because, I mean, I'm not made of money, so I can't just go buying games all the time. I do have a bunch of games that I bought during the Steam sale sort of thing that I haven't played. Like, I've got Baldur's Gate 3, and I haven't played that at all yet. It's on the computer. I still want to play through Cyberpunk again, because I haven't played it since the Phantom Liberty update came out, and it sort of changed a lot of the game. So yeah, I want to play back through that again. I've got a couple of Assassin's Creed games, Odyssey and Origins that I haven't played through. What else have I got? I haven't played through heaps. Yeah, I've got I've got God of War, which I haven't played through. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, Automatica. Oh yeah, there's a huge list of games. Like 10 or 12 games that I've got that I've played through. You've been okay, just working and getting a brain scan. Oh, dude, no, that's not good. Yeah, may have a tumor or something that's been giving you crazy headaches. Dude, that's not what you want to hear. Fingers crossed that it's something more benign and you're just getting headaches and stuff. Because I mean, I'm prone to headaches as well, but I don't think I have anything severe like that. I just have a bad neck and tendency to use sit in bad posture and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, fingers crossed, dude. That's not good. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna get another raid done tonight. Still a little bit of time. So like I said, guys, if you would like to do a raid, let me know as soon as possible so we can jump in if there are. But yeah, I don't think there's... Yeah, we got few people here, so it's not looking good. Man, I remember the raid hours when we'd have like 60 to 70 people. And chat, whatever happened to those good old days? But yeah, what we're sitting on like 9 likes. If you haven't already, guys, smash that like button. Let's get it up over 10 at least. You'd like to do a raid, but you kind of no, that's cool. Like, I'm not asking us being like, hey guys, spend money to get into raids. It's like, we'll jump in if we get people that are keen for it. If not, then it's fine. It is what it is. Niantic, like I said, we've been talking about it, how Niantic is running the game into the ground, so people just aren't interested in raids. Maybe if they didn't do the remote raid pass nerf, things would be different these days, but Niantic did them to themselves, and the funniest part about that whole thing is they did it for the longevity of the game. They're like, oh no, we did some thinking and we thought that if we did this, then for the long-term health of the game, it was better that we do this because we want the communities to come back together, and it just did the complete opposite of what they wanted. So, and how they even thought that doing what they did was going to have the impact that they thought it was going to have was just stupid. I want to use the R word, but, you know, we're PC these days and you're not allowed to say that. But, I mean, the shoe fits. We'll see what happens, but, yeah, dude, like, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed it all works out for you. Yeah, I've been good. Had my ups and downs, as life is, but, yeah, we're in a pretty good place at the moment, which is better than this time last year. Going into the winter months is always, I don't like it. It's when my seasonal depression starts to kick in, and unfortunately, things aren't always good. But at this point in time, you know, I'm got some good people in my life that I'm happy spending time with, so it's making it a little bit easier to deal with stuff. You could raid if I sent you $9.99. That's it, yeah. You guys are supposed to be donating to me, alright? Aren't I the one providing the free entertainment? You can say it for you. You're one of those. I know that you said that earlier. Good username. You said that ages ago, back at the start of the stream, and I said, unfortunately, I don't have room on my friends list to just add people and have them there permanently. I add people for raids and stuff, so it won't be a permanent ad if you add me to your friends list, just because I need to make room on my friends lists when I'm hosting for raid hours and raid days and stuff. So yeah, sorry, dude. It's not that I don't want you on my list. It's just that I can't have people on my list permanently. If you're a member of the channel, it's one of the perks, being added to the friends list and being left there. But yeah, everybody else, unfortunately, it's just sort of like a rotating roster. And there we go. The raids are starting to despawn, guys. So we got 2 raids done tonight. I mean, it's better than nothing, I suppose. I did get a 96% out of it, so there's that. But yeah, it's just been quiet as tonight. People just have not been interested in it, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. If it pops up for me, it should be a pretty good gauge of where we're sitting. Yeah. Yeah, even Matt's stream, Pro Planty, he's only got like 50 or so people watching at the moment. He's got more subscribers, obviously, so he's going to have that higher number of people, but it's usually a pretty good indicator when he's got, you know, less people. It just shows the interest. There is not many people that are interested in these raids tonight, which is fine. It happens. It's not, the Tapus just aren't great raid bosses. Hopefully next month we'll have good raid bosses, because everything this month is a bit meh. Manan, how you doing? Welcome in. I should catch the whale I got. He's gone now. Sorry, dude. I didn't see your chat until he was already gone. He despawned. The whale is gone. Uh, 20 gifts in the inventory and field research to trade Pokemon event. I mean, if you're looking for friends on your list, good username. There is places like Discord servers and Twitter stuff that you can use to find people that you can add to your friends list. And yeah, as Daybreaker said, you need to be within 100 meters of people that you're trying to trade with, unfortunately, because there's no distance trades in Pokemon Go. You can't wait for GoFest. It'll be interesting to see how big GoFest is going to be this year. Because honestly, it might be the last one. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen, because this time next year, Scopely's going to own the game, so it'll be interesting to see what they'll do with big events like that moving forward, if they'll scrap the in-person elements to it and just make them global, or if they'll continue to try and do what Niantic has done and just build off of it. Or so yeah, big events are going to be interesting after this GoFest, because I'm assuming that sometime after GoFest is when the game's going to change hands. Unfortunately, the raid hour's over. Stuff is despawned. If you came in before, we could have tried to get you into a raid. It's just been super quiet tonight. So we ended up only getting 2 raids done, as it is, just because nobody was really interested in raiding Tapu Fini. It is what it is. Catch the bucket. Guys, naming Pokemon is actually, it's a member's privilege. You gotta be members of the channel for me to name Pokemon after you. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not gonna keep it, because it's just the average Pokemon. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. Why am I getting allergies at this time of year? Inside of my nostrils just... feels like somebody's tickling them. It's horrible. Vananat. I'm not catching Vananat. Guys, I don't catch Pokemon. I just look at them, and if they're not shiny... See, even Matt's inviting me to raids. When he's having to resort to inviting me to raids in his streams, that's when you know that he's not really getting numbers. For stuff, so I'll jump in with him, because I got the raid passes to use, so I might as well. So yeah, I just said that there's, people just aren't interested into in this tonight, and this shows it. You remember once somehow. I know I've named. Usually when I do name stuff, it's like during Com Day, when I was doing like the guess when I get the shiny sort of thing. So it was like a reward for that. I hope you have a good night, Jimmy. If I get an update on the stuff that's going on with me, I'll let you know. I usually stop by when I see you live stream. No worries, dude. Yeah, dude. Stay safe. Fingers crossed for you. Like, yeah, man. Take it easy, dude. And hopefully everything turns out all right. And that's just, just a normal, well, I wouldn't say a normal thing, but it's just something else. Like, maybe it's your eyesight. Maybe, because people do get headaches from just bad eyesight. So get your eyes checked. And hopefully it's just that, man. You just need glasses or something. One last raid. Yep. We were lucky enough to get an invite, so... And it's from Pro Planty. So... We'll see. Can we get the lucky shiny from Matt? How do we get the pose? I'm not sure which pose my dude actually has. Usually they're part of a ticketed event. I think the one that I'm using was... you should be able to buy any poses that have been introduced into the game from the store. Like if you go into the avatar section, they'll have like paid things. So if you just spend some coins, you can probably buy it. Yeah, Negan's one of the old school people. It's between her and Chom, like longest members on the channel. But yeah, unfortunately, because Chom's in America, and he's got a new girlfriend at the moment that he's enamored with. We just don't see him as often as we used to. Just because of the streams are at a like 2 a.m. for him or something like that. So he's in bed. Used to have random people playing the game during raid hour, but everything got changed. Yeah, unfortunately, we've been talking about this during the stream sort of thing. As soon as Niantic did the remote raid pass nerf, it's been a steady decline on raiding since then. And we're at the point now where if something like this comes out that people just aren't interested in, people don't raid. So it's been a really, really, really quiet night tonight. But that's their fault. They killed raiding by making stupid decisions, thinking it was going to make the game better and, promote longevity of the game. It's done the complete opposite. And everybody told them that this is what was going to happen. And they're like, no, we know better. Okay. It's like watching a kid with a lighter going, no, I'm not going to set anything on fire. It's fine. You don't know. And then suddenly the house is burnt down 2 weeks later. No shiny. That would have to be one of the best analogies that I could put for Niantic. They're just like a kid with a lighter. Shahid, like I said, you'll just have to buy it, dude. And that's not shiny. They want Singaporean... Exactly. The average player is a Singaporean grandmother, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, okay, if you want to promote your game to randos, or not randos, but casuals, that go for it. Kill off the hardcore community that's keeping your game alive for the people that... Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But has anything that Niantic ever done really made sense? No. They've always made stupid decisions. And yeah, in the end, it's killed off their game. They've made a lot of money in the process. Like, the amount of money that Niantic's made over the years from the game is astronomical, but they could have made so much more if they just listened to the community. If they gave the community they wanted and just had better representation and communication, transparency, all that sort of stuff with the community, this game could have still been going big to this day, sort of thing. But just something about them is just... Yeah, they've always just wanted to do their own things. No, we've set our own tasks. This is the roadmap that we want to follow, and there's no deviation from that, even when it's detrimental to us. And it's just... I don't understand that sort of mentality. Like, it's just being hard-headed, pig-headed. No, what do you want to say? Just stupid at the end of the day. Not wanting to listen to the community, the people that are playing your game, the people that are keeping your lights on at your company and all that sort of stuff. Why would you not want to listen to them and what they want? Why would you set your own expectations of what you want the game to be and not deviate from that in any way, shape, or form, even when it's against the benefit of the game? It doesn't make sense. It's such a backwards way of doing things. Niantic is one of those 14-year-olds that kill people in car accidents but keep getting out on the... Yeah, pretty much. Niantic is an Eshe. When they saw their game is becoming dead, they just sold their game. They probably already had plans of selling it, a while back. It wouldn't have just been a a spur of the moment thought where they're like, oh, you know what, this year, let's just sell the game. Like, they've probably been planning it for the last year or two that they wanted to finally get rid of the game. But it's probably one of the main reasons why they've made some of the decisions that they've made. Had nothing to do about the longevity of the game and had everything to do with, all right, well, we're sort of going to sell this game, so let's just do this. Let's just sabotage it and try and take it down. And I don't know. Like I said, Niantic is just, they've always been backwards when it comes to their decision-making things. And then they put their community managers out there and try and give us messages of like, oh, this is why we did this, and blah, blah. And it's just like, this is so dumb. It doesn't make sense. Company's gonna company. Exactly. This is what happens when you put somebody in charge of a games company that doesn't play games. Because that's basically what John Hanke is. He's a map-making person. He's not a game-making person. So at the end of the day, Pokemon Go was really just a thing set up so they could get mapping data. Because that's basically what Niantic is turning into after they get rid of their games department. They're just going to become a mapping company and AR technology. They're the two things that they developed while they had Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was just the cash cow that they were using to fund those projects. And now that they've got them developed to a certain extent, they can sell that technology onto people, sell the maps, all that sort of stuff, and get rid of Pokemon Go because they just don't need it anymore. They've milked the cow dry, so they may as well just sell it onto somebody else and continue on with their other businesses, what they wanted to do originally. So yeah, that's why there's just never been any passion behind the game and things being released in a timely manner. And like I said, listening to the community and making the game what it could have been to make the community happy. It's always just been like, no, this is our goal. This is what we want to do. We'll put things into the game when we feel like it. We'll make you play the game the way that we want you to play the game. That's one of the main reasons why they wanted to get rid of like the remote raiding and all that sort of stuff that they introduced during COVID, is because they wanted people out in the real world so they can get that mapping data. If people are sitting at home raiding and all that sort of stuff, they're not getting what they want. So that's where those decisions come from. They're like, no, we want this data, so we're going to force you back out into the real world so we can get that data. And it's just backfired. So I think people are like, no, the world's changed. COVID changed the way people interact with people and just go out into the real world in general. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is. They're too greedy and ruin their own company and lose they're not going to lose their company. Like, they've just made a $3.5 billion deal to sell their gaming department off. Niantic's not dying. They're just changing what they do. As I just said, they're not going to be a games company anymore. They're going to do what they've always wanted to do, and that's AR technology and mapping. Also, don't they need to pay Nintendo? Yeah, like the Pokemon company has always taken a piece of the pie just because it's their IP. Like, they've made money off of the game as well. So it's not just all Niantic that's making money, but they've still made a shit ton of money over the years. And remember, the game's only 10 years old at this point, guys. So, and they used to release their figures on how much they were making a year off the game, and they were making hundreds of millions of dollars in the first, 5 to 6 years of Pokemon Go being around. So it's like, they've got a lot of money, and they've, like I said, just made a $3.5 billion deal to. So John Hanke's is a rich dude. Like, he's got a lot of money. Let's just say he owns a lot of yachts. Pokemon is technically a Nintendo. It's Gamefreak. Pokemon Company and Gamefreak own Pokemon. But yeah, the Pokemon Company is a subsidiary of Nintendo. So yeah, it's all interconnected, but Tea break on a day break. Tyson, don't take the sun away. It's the only thing that keeps me from not wanting to unalive the world. Sun is good. I need my vitamin D. Otherwise, I get very depressed. And all I want to do is just curl up in a ball and cry. Niantic trying to be the next Google Maps. In a way, yes. Like, not quite like Google Maps, but it's more metadata and stuff like that rather than actual mapping. Just map metadata and stuff that they can sell onto other companies. But yeah, it's similar to... John Hankey was actually somebody that used to work for Google. Like, he was one of the original people that worked on the Google mapping stuff. The game will officially go to Scopely after... Yeah, I always thought that it'd be after GoFest. GoFest will be Niantic's last big hurrah. And then after that, they'll sell the game off. Definitely. It'll change hands then. Wish you can take home some money from... Yeah, don't get me wrong. I would love $3.5 billion. I'd be happy with that amount of money. I'd be like, you know what? I'm not greedy. I'll take that. I don't need to keep making money. I got all the money that I could ever need. And $3.5 billion is... That's a lot of money. That's... $3,500 million. Because that's what $1 billion is. It's $1,000 million. That just sounds stupid, so they say $1 billion. Like, imagine having $1,000 million. Will Scopely make remote raid as cheap again? What are your thoughts on this? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, we can't guess what they're going to do just because they're a completely different company. They'll do whatever they see fit. They might... I mean, honestly, I can't see them lowering the price on remote raids just because they're already what they are. Companies don't tend to take... You know, when you spend $3.5 billion buying a property, you want to try and make that money back. And by lowering prices on things, it just makes that more difficult. So I can't see them lowering the prices, or if they do, I can't see them going back to what they used to be. They might just, you know, make them a little bit cheaper than what they are now. I can see them removing the limits though. So making it that you can do more than 5 remote raids a day. You know, just make it what it is. You can do as many as you want, like it used to be. Because that would be a way to promote people to raid as much as you want to these days. Yeah. Because I think that was one of the main concerns. When Niantic did do the remote raid pass nerf, a lot of people were saying, we don't so much care about the price increase, it's the limitations that you're putting onto the raids. So we're still happy to spend that money on, you know, more expensive raid passes, just let us do as many raids as we want to do. When they just stood firm on both of those changes, people were just like, fine, we just won't spend money on the game anymore. You want to unalive the world? Hey, that's not fair. There's a lot of cool things in the world. Think about all the dolphins. You really want to unalive all the dolphins? Tuna companies do a pretty good job of that already. I don't think you need to do that too. Poor dolphins. What do they do to anybody? Dolphins are cool. Don't kill the dolphins. Don't you dare kill the dolphins. I can fix you. You're a stubborn creature. You are. You are indeed. A shit ton of money is what you call it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of money. And as I said before, like when we were talking about Elon Musk, he has $400 billion. So $1 billion is $1,000 million. So $400 billion. That's a lot of millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's what, $400,000 million? That's a lot of millions. Would disappear with that money. Yeah, if I had that money, I'd buy several islands and then just disappear. Go live on a tropical island somewhere. Dolphins are not awful. Why would you say that about dolphins? What did they ever do? Dolphins are cool. Dolphins were like my favorite animal growing up. You should research dolphins. Hey, I said dolphins were my favorite animal growing up. I don't want to ruin the majesty. All right? I have fantasy dolphins in my head, and that's what I'm sticking with. I don't want to know about the evils that dolphins do. I don't want to read about dolphins and then learn that they commit genocide. Kick puppies. Turns out that dolphins actually pollute the land. That's why we're polluting the oceans. We're just trying to get payback. Those dolphins just keep dumping all their garbage. People's front lawns and shit. I would change my mind quickly. Man, that dolphins are pretty cool. They harass puppies. Yeah, I've seen that before. That doesn't make a dolphin evil. It's just trying to get a little bit high. It's a dolphin. It's just trying to have a good time. Leave the poor dolphins alone. It's fine. Like I said, they're not hurting anybody. They're just pufferfish. I'm sure the pufferfish likes it. And they gang assault others. They kick pufferfish. They don't have feet. How are they kicking anything? You can't kick something unless you don't. Got my brain. You don't kick things unless you've got feet. I had to stop and think about that one for a minute. They are awful animals. They're not. They're not awful animals. You know what an awful... You want to know what an awful... Jesus Christ. Okay, I think it's about time to end the stream. I can't speak English anymore. You want to know what an... I'm having a hard time here. You want to know what animal is awful. There we go. I was finally able to formulate a sentence. Honey badgers. Yep. Honey badgers. They're evil. They will literally kill you and not give two F's about it. That's an evil animal. Honey badgers. You're in animal studies. You know more. No. Don't you try and besmirch my dolphins, okay? They're beautiful, majestic creatures that swim along in front of boats, do backflips. Don't you dare try and make the dolphins look bad. The dolphins never hurt anybody, okay? It's them honey badgers. Them honey badgers. They're the assholes of the animal world. They're the type of animal that's just gonna not only shit on your lawn, they're also gonna burn your mail. Probably kick your cat. Wolves are the best animal. Sauce, trust me. Exactly. You will. Dolphins are demons. Manipulation. Turns out that it's actually the dolphins are the ones that are in charge of the New World Order. It's got nothing to do with the Majestic 12 and the Illuminati and all that sort of stuff. It's dolphins. Dolphins rule the world. They are pretty smart. They got big brains and all, so it makes sense. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty with the dogs. It turns out it's actually dolphins. We don't have honey badgers. Exactly. Because we're smart. We're a smart country that's kept the honey badgers at bay. It's why we have such strict border protections. It's not about biosecurity. It's about keeping out the honey badgers. It's like enemy at the gates. They're trying to sail those boats in, fly those planes. Stop them honey badgers. Thank you, Australian Customs. Oh, yeah, no. Australian Border Patrol. It's Australian Honey Badger Patrol. Dolphins are the ditties of the animal kingdom. No, I've seen monkeys do some pretty weird things. So, I mean, guys, we are still part of the animal world. We may be humans, but we're still just as animalistic as any other creature on Earth. So it's just like, no, people are the ditties of the animal world. And you know why? Because Diddy is no animal could out Diddy doing Diddy things. You have redback spiders, funnel webs, paralyzing tiny jellyfish, venomous snakes, all better options. Nope. I'm not going to let you besmirch these dolphins. They're precious animals of the highest caliber. Monkeys and apes are the worst. Exactly. They're the ones committing all the atrocities. Chimpanzees go to war with each other. They murder. It's not just a human thing. Humans are the ditties, dude. Exactly. Humans are animals. Exactly. That's what I just said. We've tried to separate ourselves from the animal kingdom by like, no, we're the humankind. We're smart. We do this. We build civilization. No, it's just like, yes, but we still evolved on this planet and we're still living creatures that coexist with everything else. There is nothing that separates us from the animal kingdom. We've just separated ourselves from the animal kingdom because we're trying to put ourselves above everything else. But we're still part of that natural order. All right. One gorilla versus 100 daybreakers. Maybe. Yeah, come back, stream. What are you doing? Come back, chat. Yeah. All right, guys. It's like 7:30, so we're way over time for raids. We're not getting raids. We're just having random conversations about dolphins and Diddy. Humans, yeah, we may be smart, but that, like I said, that doesn't separate us from the natural order of things. We're still part of the food chain. Oh, we're not part of the food chain anymore, except for certain parts of the world. But, yeah. Humans have no real natural defense. We accept our brains. We've learned to use weapons and stuff like that. But there are worse things out there. I mean, you put us up against pretty much any other animal in the animal kingdom, and the animal's going to kick our ass if we're defenseless, if we don't have weapons to defend ourselves. We're getting eaten by the lions. We're getting stomped by the elephants. We're getting chomped in half by the sharks and the crocodiles, and we're a very fragile species. But we work in teams, and we have tools, and that's what separates us. Well, that's what our defense mechanisms are. But anyway, we should have a chatting stream. Yeah, like when I'm doing more streams for like Doom and stuff like that, I'm sure we can do chatting and all that sort of stuff as well. I don't mind chatting with you guys. But yeah, it's just 7:30 now and I'm hungry, so I want to go home and have dinner. Good night, James. Good night, Daybreaker. So yeah, guys, thank you for everybody that has joined in tonight. I know it was an incredibly slow stream for raids and stuff. Let's turn that off. Bring up this and actually somewhat visible instead of being backlit horribly. Yes, see you later, Daybreaker. I will go home and get some food. I don't even know what's for dinner tonight. It's just food. I know. I think no, we're having steak for dinner. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. This weekend is Community Day. Yeah, Community Day on Sunday, but that's also Mother's Day. But I should be able to fit both of the things in. So yeah, I'll be streaming again on Sunday for Com Day. And then next week's streams, we will play by ear. We'll be able to get Spotlight Hour done, hopefully. As I said, it's my sister's birthday the same day, but again, should be able to stream and still go out for dinner or whatever is going to be happening. And then Raid Hour stream is up in the air, just because, like I said, after tonight's lack of interest, and given that we do have Yuxi for 2 weeks and Doom is being released and all that sort of stuff, we might do a Doom stream instead of doing Raid Hour. We'll see. I'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's sort of the... yeah, I'll let you guys know on probably Spotlight Hour night what is going to happen the next night. Yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy, James. Take it easy, Daybreaker. Yeah, if you haven't already, guys, hit that thumbs up button. We are sitting on 12 likes, so not too bad. But yeah, enjoy your morning, evening, noon, or night. Stay safe. Happy hunting. Good luck for your raid hour. If you do it, good luck, because, yeah, as you saw, it was incredibly quiet tonight. I'll see you guys on the weekend. So until then, peace out. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye. Adios.